CoHost listeners, I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
This whole hour, Santa Barbara Teen Athletes! And all those businesses, peoples, and I'm just a happy person because I had my hip replacement and I'm walking around free.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I got Heather Bond. Put your hands together. That's because I have her as my fitness trainer, and I don't know of anybody who could have bounced me back faster under a month. And Heather, I love you. Heather, I
love you too,
I just
Erica.
absolutely love you.
I'm glad to be on the journey with you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's been fun. I mean, the first week I wasn't having fun. And then after that, I brought Heather in, right? It took me a week before I realized I said I needed Heather. And then Dominique, what'd you say?
Do you
remember what you said?
No, I don't remember.
Okay, well, think it through, Dominique. Say the right thing. Heather's right to your right. Dominique, think it through.
What did you say?
You said something really nice.
What did you say?
Yeah. Go ahead. Dominique, you said something really sweet.
Your journey is amazing.
Yes, I know. It is amazing. That's not what you said, Dominique. Dominique. You said something about my heart and my soul. That's what you need. Yeah, you did. You just felt, because I was being really kind of grumpy, grouchy. I was not happy. It wasn't going fast enough. You know how I am. No, you don't know how I am.
For athletes, it's particularly hard to come back from injuries because
old ex, was.
Yeah, because your body.
Stop laughing, Heather. I was in my day, in my time.
Your body is used to the dopamine hit of being able to do all those athletic things, and it's also vested in that range of motion. It's vested in your ability to do things, and so your self-esteem takes a hit. All sorts of things take a hit when you're recovering from an injury.
Yeah. And I was just going to say, what I said to Erica right off the bat was,
pick up that $1,000 bill.
Yeah, that's true. That actually was the
motivation.
But then the second thing was having her tap in. So we always check in on the brain, on the mindset, and plugging her back into how the body functions, how it's made to function.
And how's she doing running up those 500 steps thing on the side of the hill?
$1,000 bills all the way up.
She puts that Monopoly. She goes, do you have a Monopoly game? And I said, I have 3. Which series would you like? I have them all. I have different languages.
The nice thing that Heather brings to the equation is she's treating your whole body. So she's looking at the game that's going on in your mind as well as what's happening with you physically and emotionally. And so she's having you address the whole picture when she works out with you.
Right. And that's truly the key.
That was really cool because we start. She does. She goes like, "Close your eyes." I'm like, "What?" No, seriously, close your eyes. So I close one eye. No, she says both. I'm like, this is different for me. Like, I don't like the circle. Like when you go to people's house, let's go in a circle.
How do you feel?
You hear. That word that ends with a K. And God, I hate the circle. I try to go to the bathroom and oh God, I hate the circle. Ask anybody.
Okay, so maybe, Heather, you can address it, the importance of why it is we need to feel the emotions that the body is presenting to us.
Right, absolutely. Well, if we don't address the underlying feeling of what we're feeling, we're not going to break through. Yeah. Our whole mindset is... I can't say enough about the mindset and just getting the visuals on, how our body functions, our emotional state. If our emotional state is out of whack, our body's going to be out of balance as well.
Right. Well, the thing is I had to know where the moon was, and thank God Dominique made it clear. Okay, because I was losing it, okay? And I didn't know why I was losing it that week. And then she says, and finally, then the moon came back to where it was. And then, I don't know why she didn't decide to look it up during the moon phase.
When the sun flares. The sun flares.
Yeah, that. So thank you, Dominique. So the moon is back to where it was. And then she says, do you want to know why you were so emotional? Because the moon was in Virgo. And so say what it was, because I don't know.
The moon was in Virgo while it was also a waxing gibbous, which means the moon was going from first quarter into full moon, which means it's getting bigger. And the moon has to do with our emotional nature. And, Erica's a Virgo.
Losing it every day. No.
Most Virgos are very in control of everything. And so a gibbous, Gibbous.
I thought she said giblets.
And so...
Are we hungry?
So when that moon comes into play, if you map up the world, thinking that maybe astrology astrology has a little something to do with it. It suggests that we unpackage some of those emotions because the feelings we don't feel become toxic. Mm-hmm. That's the whole key. That's why it's so important to feel your emotions. So the universe was giving you a gift and unpackaging those emotions without your help.
Oh, I let it out.
And if you don't think about it and have that buy-in and if you just say, okay, fine, I'm just going to go through the motions without thinking about where you are mentally, like, you know what, this is where I am, this is where I want to be, right. and I need you, Heather, to help me get there, and I'm going to, do my part, and I'm going to lean on you. Right. But if you don't have buy-in, then you just go through the emotions, right. You're not going to succeed.
And you take that from every exercise that we do. Right. I have her connect in. It's not like rushy, let's go through this motion. Right. It's let's connect with the body and the mind and then go through the motion. Right. Because she's going to gain so much more strength and flexibility and just all around balance really within her being.
I will say this. Every time when I work out with Heather, okay, not the PT, but a personal trainer. Right. Okay, but not, like the doctor gives you a prescription. Okay, this is the difference. I had a lot of PT in my, with the doctor prescription thing, like with the Achilles and everything like this. Okay. Have actually so many times, and this is my personal experience, I'm just saying, okay, but I will say this. If you leave a prescription, you go home and you get sick, I'm just saying for me, that is not something that maybe you might
That's information.
This is information. Maybe you don't want to experience this, okay? So I have had that experience where I left and I got sick. I didn't feel good and I, lost it. Now, I work out with Heather. I feel great. I can rotate my hip. It's like she uses the muscles and the whole program she puts me through strengthens. I get stronger and stronger and stronger, and I'm not feeling queasy and I don't feel sick. And she takes me like a couple of minute break. She says, go get some water. And then I actually, when she leaves, I'm like, Dominique, let's go to the bank. I'm not wiped out.
Right.
So that's how.
Does that make sense?
That's how sports
because
should
I'm a certified personal trainer too. And it's not our workout. Right? Because we don't benefit our clients if we are like, I can do 50 push-ups and I want to make you do 50 push-ups. Right. That's not what it's about. It's about
it wasn't less
where
reps.
You need to be.
I did 20.
Well, but
it wasn't
for
less workout.
You
know what I'm saying? It was as many, or if not more, but it's the sequence of what she made. It was really the sequence. Well, it's the progression and the progression.
And it's about the connection. Yeah. Because what I'm doing is I am honing into, okay, Erica. Right. Let's really focus on what we are doing, how the body really works. Right. So once she gets that connection and then goes through it, I've been training athletes, non-athletes for so many years, and this whole thing about making them vomit and that's the greatest thing. No, it's just so not. And I've pushed my body the most extremes that people can. Right. And I've never, that's why I said to Erica, I've never vomited over exercise. Yeah. And I've done more things than most humans have. Right. So it's about the connection, just connecting.
I will say, I saw her last Tuesday at my teen center, and she is moving so much better today. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Well, I was with Heather yesterday.
Yes, you go.
Yeah, I was just saying.
And how many, that's been, a month?
Yeah, today's a month.
That's amazing. Yeah. I think it's the energy that the person brings you, too. Yeah. She has an amazing energy that where she brings it, and it gives you energy.
Oh,
it's like the two bells.
Orlando's in the house.
I was going to say, he wasn't here.
I know. He's here now. He just swoops in. That's what that happens. His guests swoop in. He just swung in on a vine. Yeah, he's been here before. He's a regular. Yeah. Well, might as well just say, yes, you're a co-host. Yes, Orlando. We just jumped right through. Okay, Orlando. Okay.
Can I add one thing before you close this? Yeah. The fact that you may get emotional when you're doing physical activity just means that you're being authentic in the moment, and the body is giving you information and you're processing. Right. So that emoting is a good sign.
Yeah. No, I get
powerful.
That.
powerful.
Well, anytime you release energy, it is a good thing because it's if you don't, it's trapped. Because clearly it wanted to come out, but it's just like no. Who wants to do that? I don't.
But then you gained a different energy.
Oh yeah,
so
exactly.
where you released a negative and then gained a positive.
I got it.
And that's what I was just going to say. How about instead of feeling, oh gosh, I can't even move, I can't this, I feel sick to my stomach, as opposed to, wow, I feel great, I feel invigorated. Hey, Dominique, let's go and do some errands or chores.
Exactly.
Totally different.
True. Yeah, most definitely. Well, I just want to say I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate Dr. D. We got more commercials to listen to. Take a break. It's Erica Salda. Got a big show today. Come back for more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
Well, I always like to, I've got to just look at you, Michelle. You know something? You're just on me every single time. So we went over to Teen Sports Radio. We were missing one because Terry Cooper, I didn't want to bring the plague. Terry. She's so, we love her. She's a very powerful woman. But she, twice.
Was feeling under the weather.
Well, she sniffled. And I'm like,
oh, no.
I go, what is that? This is like spring break, right? And she goes, what's what? I go, what's that? I go, I heard that. And I go, you're not coming. And then she tried to do
her
that.
Her heart was there.
I love her. And she tried to do that like yesterday. I heard it again. I go, you're not coming. No, because I'm perfect. But, no, we're not going to bring any of that with, unless you want to be a mask.
So we visited PAL.
So we did the PAL thing. Yeah, thank you, Dominique. And thanks for the segue. So prior to that, we did the paper. You want to go through the process?
Sure. So we had an opportunity to be with the kids at PAL, the Police Activities League.
And meet Jeremy.
And we met a visiting from Oregon, a visiting PAL director. Jeremy. Shouts out to Jeremy.
Love you, Jeremy.
You were all doing this wonderful Harry Potter's theme during the Easter break. And so I brought in a potion for making paper.
Yes, it was this camp. This is our spring break camp. It's called Big Little PAL. And our teen mentors, our Youth Leadership Council, they plan this camp. They write grants for this camp. They fundraise. And all week, 14 high school students are giving 40 hours. It's a long day to mentor an 8 to 11-year-old this entire week. And they look so forward to this camp. So you guys coming out. And the kids are awesome.
They were fantastic.
They are amazing.
I'm not kidding you. The enthusiasm, they are so behaved. It was like a Catholic school.
Huge family.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like there was any authority in charge. No. Everyone was self-governed.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're really good kids. And they are so,
appreciative.
Very appreciative.
Very appreciative.
So appreciative. And I can't even, I'm overwhelmed. I just want to be.
Next time I do it,
I
want to
be invited.
Okay,
I want to be invited to everything. So what we did is, Dominique, she's so cute. 5 kids, right? Did you guys not have enough food or something? Okay, whatever. So what she did is stop laughing. Not everybody had enough paper. They didn't all get a chance to make paper. So she went home and she made
I worked till about 11 o'clock and I made as many pieces of paper as I could.
So here's, in case anybody wanted a piece. So here's
beautiful.
Paper. Yeah, I'm the only one clapping. Woo! So everybody gets paper. And then, you know what happened? We happened to look on our account for Santa Barbara Wellness, and I don't know, mystery money just pops it in. Because remember how I promised everybody a blender card?
I do.
Well, guess what? I don't even know how money just popped in. So
magically, we had someone make a donation.
Yes, that was Mike Thorne.
Mike Thorne,
and this is his son,
Darren Spiller.
Darren Spiller down there, and he said, "Who's that guy?"
Group?
Well, he's a big guy. Okay. Well, I saw this money pop into the account. I'm like, oh my God, Mike, thank you. That's going right to PAL. So he's the guy that actually put all those blended cards in there.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Isn't that wonderful?
Absolutely.
Thanks for being our pal.
I know, Mike Thorne. He loves.
The neat thing is that every time Erica does something in Teen Sports Radio, it's all about building community. Absolutely. And so we keep pulling in everybody, and we get the whole community to participate.
Yeah, we share stuff, and then just Mike money gets thrown in. Because I said, of course, we were just going to write a check, and all of a sudden, woof. There's the money. I get so excited on
That's
stuff.
how it works.
I did.
Good things.
Yeah. You started it. It's just like, wow, this is so
all
fun.
the kids have, $5.25 for a blenders.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's just
They're
like,
going
now
to
you can do
love
the 2
that.
cups. Because that's what, Heather over here said, you're doing the 2 cups now. I said, yes, Heather. you don't need that 1 cup. So I was like, okay, Heather, because now everything's monitored. And, she brought over a scale the other day. I'm like, I'm not supposed to jump on. Because the last time I went on it said, get off. Is it time for a break or no? No. He said, no, we got lots of time. Let's take a break because that's really funny. What?
Oh, no. I was just going to say, I loved how you told me about how the paper was made and just what a neat process that sounded like.
The kids had a really good time. And it was
dirty
boys that started in first.
Yeah, they just jumped right in there.
Right in.
Yeah.
That's really neat. Yeah,
Junk
I
mail.
wanted to try to get down. They told me about it, but I just couldn't swing that. It sounded really fun, though.
It was, I'm biased, but my pal kids are amazing. Every single one of them.
Good bias.
I know, right? Yeah.
So we just shredded and soaked junk mail and put it through a blender. I have a blender dedicated for art supplies, and added a little water. So it was just junk.
Don't forget the 3
Oh,
pounds
yes.
of lint.
And the lint from the dryer. And all mixed up. And then we put in a few little plant pieces and stuff, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. It's
Now, what you
beautiful.
don't understand is like go look in a stationery store and see how much they get for that paper.
They can charge like $4 a piece. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
crazy
awesome.
stuff.
Look, oh, wow.
We were passing that by.
I know.
What is this?
It is.
Take one, pass it around.
That's wonderful.
Well, it's fun to do recycled art. It's just, it's really fun. Very elegant.
They make books out of that. Invitations. It goes through a printer. It's just cool. And it's the cover of our almanac.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, which is
And
great.
there's no cost.
No.
0.
Yeah.
No overhead, no cost.
labor.
Nothing.
And I
Only
want
love.
Kids.
labor,
of love.
labor and great
There's
recycling,
actually
though.
no labor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really.
No, they just sit there and roll.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's you can't get any better than that. Serious.
Thinking of fundraiser.
I mean, who wouldn't buy it? Seriously, it's all day.
Yeah.
So Orlando, how long? Why? You always get I don't know, calling or whatever like this, because I know I've asked you this before the first time you've been on the show, but we're all here, we all have a purpose. Your journey with youth, how did it get started?
After professional baseball. So after I left the game, one of the scouts who was looking at me through high school, and then when I left college, he asked me to do some baseball camps and instruction. So we started working with kids in LA, and I connected with it. I just see their eyes open up to instruction. They've seen where you've been. Hopefully they can get through there, but we obviously told them there's a lot more to the sport, because once you get into high school, you're a student athlete. So they just come every day, and it's like breakfast. It's like their second breakfast when they come at 9. And then it just started rolling on, and I came to Santa Barbara, and I thought, well, hey, somebody asked me, hey, can you work with my kid? And now it's in the thousands. Over 23 years I've been doing it.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then coaching with the Foresters, Santa Barbara City College. Now my Dunn School. Dunn School is a boarding school. It's in Los Olivos, California, and it's about 175 kids, 30 countries. 75% are boarding. We actually have, 4 countries on our baseball team.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So it's enjoyable, but I'm doing private training too.
So you the baseball coach?
I'm one of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
They pulled on me there for full time.
So you're not originally from Santa Barbara?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. So
but I was out and about, family, kids, and then I came back.
So you went to high school here?
Yes, I did. I went to DP and graduated at 82.
Nice. And what organization picked you up?
It's called West Coast Baseball School.
Nice.
And they're California-wide.
Nice.
They're still moving around, but they're solely owned now.
Right.
And I love it. I love the camps. I love getting up in the morning, doing what I've learned and worked so hard to do.
Nice.
And give some to the kids. And that's the thing. It's the energy. It's just like with Heather and you.
Yeah.
I heard you improved your 40-yard dash by a second. Right?
Seriously.
That's really good.
That's coming.
That's really funny. Oh, boy. Okay, we'll talk about that at break, Heather. Let's take a little break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with a lot more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
Rob. So out of all the houses, okay, in your program,
GPHomestay
and GPHomestay. Well, I was going to get to the GPHomestay. Okay, so I was like 2 weeks, I guess, into my, because this is our show. Right? Teen Sports Radio. But you have to admit, we did the home visit, and of course, 2 weeks into my surgery, because we converted the living room, because, I'm totally transparent. We converted the living room into the living room, office, nonprofit, Teen Sports Radio, whatever your companies are, because you're helping me with everything. And then, of course, we're taking in the 2 students, and Rob comes in, I'm still, in kind of quasi-coma.
Recuperating.
Huh? I was in the recuperating. I didn't have the walking sticks yet. No, not walking sticks. So I didn't get out of, off the couch. I just said hi, kind of lifted my head up. Hi, Rob. And then so you went back on the, my house isn't that big, but you went on the boys' side of the house. Then you came back and you looked like you got hit by a train. And I looked at you and I'm like...
He doesn't look like it.
Yeah, well, he did. And he's like, there's 9 coffee cups in his room. And you were giving me a story. It's like you went through a portal, like you came back and I like, what are you talking about? Like, my angels, my perfect little angels. So I, of course, made some kind of fib fabrication. And then you have no idea when you left how it hit the fan. I just want you to know. Yeah. Everything changed.
We had a harmonious home reset.
We had a home reset. We had to pass the toggle. Okay, and guess what? I didn't need walking sticks. I didn't need a walker. I got up like Jesus. I just wanted you to know. It was a day. You want to know? The next day, I got up. I made breakfast. I'm so thankful, Robert, for coming over. Because I wasn't like I was in depression or anything like that, but it was because of your visit. Okay, got me complete. I don't know, renewed, reset, toggle, whatever. We had the toggle. We passed the toggle, and then they tried to blame you. I don't know if you knew that. They tried to blame you for everything.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh, I know. I'm letting it all out right now.
Jeez.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Tried to blame you. And then when we passed the toggle, oh, yeah, it's really big news. And you're never going to be invited over to the house. Okay. You were never allowed back in their rooms, and nothing. And you never told me how dirty that bathroom was. That bathroom looked like Coney Island at low tide.
Okay. So to set the stage.
Okay.
Rob, you are in charge of 20 families that have exchange students.
Yep.
Right.
And so part of your work with the exchange students is
to come on over and
home visits, do a home spot check,
home check-ins,
right.
Make sure things are safe and livable. And
that's right.
So I just popped in, and Erica was on the couch. This must have been pre-Heather. And because a little negative energy did come out after I left, and she was locked up on the couch. But I got to say, Heather, whatever you've done between that visit and today,
it's a new Erica.
Yeah, you've done great. But so we come over, make sure things are looking good. And
you're originally from the East Coast, aren't you?
Yes.
With
Boston.
the accent?
That's where my son goes to school.
No.
Where does he go?
MIT.
Oh, jeez. a lot of these kids that I work with, that's like a dream school.
It's amazing school.
Yeah, it's great amazing. Location.
Not easy, but amazing. Beautiful. Boston and Cambridge are beautiful, and you can walk anywhere you want.
Yeah, probably become a Red Sox fan.
I like the Sox. I've always liked them.
Yeah, me too.
Well, you have to when you go there, because you say you don't like them. Oh, they'll find you somewhere.
They'll toss you out.
Yeah, they'll find you somewhere in LA.
They'll send you to Erica's bedroom.
So how do you like being the GPHomestay person?
I love it. That's one of my favorite parts of the job is coming over to host families' homes and just checking in and see, and also especially seeing the progress of students when they come in as either a freshman or a sophomore, and as time goes on, they become juniors, and next year they'll be seniors, and just seeing how they adapt to their new community and new world and new school. And we also hope that their English gets better, but sometimes that can be a bit of a challenge. But,
and I heard you had a fun activity recently. You all went to play.
We did some paintball.
Nice.
Paintball, and I was gonna play, but I said if I play, I'm probably gonna light these students up. So I said, you know what? I better sit on the sidelines. But I know the kids, they had a blast. They had a blast. Nico, he loved it. He was running around. It was great seeing him running around with toy guns. They took their video games to the field. Sounds pretty cool.
Nice. Excellent. Well, we've really enjoyed the opportunity to be a host family. And one of the things that we tell our boys whenever there is something that's not harmonious, we tell them, hey, you're going to have especially headed into college, you're going to have other situations where you're living with people who may not be family, and you have to learn how to handle that. And so one of the things that we practice is kind of like Eric was saying, having a talking stick. And so we literally set the phone for 2 minutes so that each person gets 2 minutes to talk without being interrupted. Mm-hmm. And if they need another 2 minutes, they just ask for it and they can have more time. But giving people space where they know they're not going to be interrupted, it's their time to say as they wish to say. And if they can't put it into words, they know that they can write it later or communicate it someplace later. There's just a release that happens when you know you're in safe space, and the job is not to judge but to reset harmony.
I go last.
Yeah, I think you guys came to the orientation at the beginning of the school year, and that's a good suggestion right there. The whole talking stick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and we can bring that up next year.
Yeah.
And I usually, I put the. I like peace and quiet, so I usually take, I guess, the opposite of a talking stick. But I think that's a great idea.
You could practice meditation, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think that the goal with all of us in any kind of community setting, especially with sports, you're trying to create safe space to learn. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have that safe space where you can be authentic and be okay with maybe not having done something correct because you want to move to a better stage or better growth and perfection, that safe space is critical.
Yeah. It's a mindset that you bring. And if somebody comes off the mindset, it sounds kind of harsh, but it's really empowering for these kids. Because what happens is they see kids benefit and they see their energy. There's always about energy with kids. It's all energy.
Right.
So what happens is they come in and they come out and the other kid sees the kid like a little change in them every day, little pieces. It's not a big thing. It's not. But what happens is they start gravitating real quick. So we have some Africans on our baseball team that are amazing soccer players. They'll play in the elite leagues in Europe, but they want to play. And they've had, hard lives. One of the kids is a sheep herder. He's like 10. Now he's 15. And he's the will to be part of something. It's I've never seen anything like it. In all the years I've been doing this, I've never seen how much he's improved in a game that you fail. And he's just so proud. And so all the other soccer players are coming. One other guy added to the team. And then they were all at the game yesterday watching, cheering him on. And these guys are playing the game. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm talking to there's another pro coach that they hired from South Carolina. His name's Glenn Evans. He's amazing. We're good friends. And we are looking at each other, one in how many millions is this going to happen again to us? Mm-hmm. So we got to take those moments in, because in in life, I said you never stop learning. The game's always better than you. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Well, I think all kids, I work with a lot of underserved, low-income youth. And one of the things which you guys mentioned earlier is PAL becomes their family. Mm-hmm. And kids want a place where they feel like they belong. Safe. And if we don't, as a community, provide those safe places, they're going to find a place.
Right.
It can be
regardless, they'll find it. People don't want to know it, but hear it. But there's a gang problem in Santa Barbara. If we don't provide safe places for teens to be after school where they feel like they have a voice and that they're going to be listened to and that they feel safe and they feel like they belong, they will find that.
They will.
They will find it.
It happens in gangs. It's family.
Right.
So you'll do whatever to support your family, no matter what the cost.
Right. So that's what, we want to give them that other option.
And I think today with everybody, and that's the topic, it's empowerment of these kids. And I've watched kids from every walk of life come into me. And I honestly think baseball is just a vehicle for what I do.
Oh, sports huge. Right. I mean, because the number that are actually going to go on and become pros that you work with, but the lessons, I mean, my job working with teens, I want them all to graduate from high school with the plan. But I want them to know and remember, not what I did, what PAL did for them and the lessons they learned at PAL from their mentors, from Teen Sport Radio when they came in and gave of their time to them. I mean, that's huge. When somebody comes in and says, I want to do this for you, that's huge. That's what the kids need.
What you don't get, though, is that, for Dominique and myself, I don't want to speak for you, but, this has just been so hard, fire, flood, for me, emotionally. The impact that the kids gave me, what I got out of the day yesterday is that I was telling Les and I said, that was the first happy day that I had since, November, whatever. And I'm like, so I draw a line in the sand and then my hip and everything with you. So I'm drawing a line in the sand. It's like day one. Like, honestly, and I mean that. And then and he goes, it took me to connect to kids. So that was my, day one. And I mean that. So, I can't speak, oh, my God, I don't know about you. But we laughed. And, then we met Jeremy. And then we went out to blow glass.
Yeah,
and,
it's just, I mean.
Right? What'd you say?
I think the thing that we're trying to say in Teen Sports Radio is anytime that you can connect with kids, you can connect with kids through sports, through activity, art, theater, speaking, prepping for the
food,
the judge, the debates. I mean, all the different things different ways you can interact with kids. It's just so life enriching.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Spiritually.
Yeah, I think I know I feel more blessed by what PAL gives to me. And that sounds kind of selfish.
Yeah.
But
agreeable.
And so every day it's kind of like, what can I do for these? I mean, I feel like I wake up and I'm like, I serve these kids. That's what I don't go to work. I serve these kids.
You're like a big kid. You have to be a big kid.
Yeah.
Well, I was wondering, Rob, if you wanted to comment about when you watch the kids that play sports, I'm curious whether they have an easier time learning English.
I think they definitely have an easier time learning English. That's huge. And a lot of these kids they've never played volleyball or we had a student playing football and he was on the recent championship team. And they've never did that. But you can notice a difference between kids who do play sports and don't play sports, that their English does get better.
Yeah.
And, what I liked about this year is how, say, one student is like, come on the team, come play volleyball. And next thing you know, you see as the year goes on, more and more international kids are on the team. And so now they got the tennis team at Bishop Diego, and a few kids are playing that. Volleyball, a couple kids.
You were saying, we were talking about passing, I call it the toggle or the talking stick or whatever, and I like to go last or whatever, because it really gets into how the kids think. Because, we're different, different generations, being 56, and these are kids. And it was just interesting, the thought pattern, because, I wanted to see how they were thinking, and they were pretty much, and this is American kids, Chinese, doesn't matter. What it is, it's just like, their perspective was, I should have checked in, and before I got upset, I should have checked in to see why their room was a mess. And that's their thought pattern. Okay. And my pattern was, I said, okay, you guys play sports or not, but here you got an injured player on the bench. That's me. Okay. Usually, if I'm not in the game, you'd step up a little bit. That's how I look at it. I'm just saying how I view the world, okay? So I felt that since I'm out, I can't participate. So now it's putting more burden on Dominique. I'm just assuming you're stepping up. The rules haven't changed. Keep your room picked up. That bathroom's got to be clean. Okay? So I wasn't even thinking to go over there and checking on you, because I know my boys, after 2 years, you got this. Now, if the wheels are going to fall off the bus, I'm thinking you're going to check with me. Hey, can I have a couple of days? I got SATs, I got this, because that's being a man. You're going to check in with me.
This was a really good learning session.
So I'm getting a dial in on you. You're going to get a dial on me. Of course, they're not going to blame me because I'm, can't because I'm perfect, and you get anything you want here. So you got it. They don't like you, okay? And you cannot come to the house. It's all bad. You bad, Bobby. Okay, just so you know. But listen, it's okay now. So that went for 3 days, and then they came to me. They said they were sorry, and it's all good now. It's all good now. It's all fixed. Now you come back. Now you back, Bobby. We got to take a break now. We'll be back with a lot more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
Well, I want to ask you a question, because you always talk about, when we've been working out.
Yes.
You used to say, you brought up Orlando, and then she was supposed to be over a couple weeks ago, and I said, oh, it's funny because I already know him. And then he goes, oh, I didn't know you know. And then and then in breakage goes, oh, did you know how we met? And I says, no, I know, but you told me, but I forgot. And then so we're going to hear it again.
Yes.
Okay, but let's talk about real fast.
Yes.
5 elements.
Yes, 5 elements.
So I want to go through that first.
Yes, indeed.
And then we'll just
part of the conversation. That can segue.
It's true, right?
I can segue right through how we met.
Let's do that, because you kind of like the whole brother-sister thing.
Yes.
Completely.
It is.
We're very connected in a short amount of time.
XY.
Yes.
Ooh, XY this way, there goes the
yin
Y.
and yang.
Yeah, yin and yang. It's going to be everybody get a cup of coffee. Let's go.
Okay. So it's actually really neat. Yeah. So, it's really amazing. We live in a relatively small town, a lot of connection, but how certain things align. And so Orlando and I are up in Santa Ynez. We're both sitting there at the
El Rancho Market.
Thank you. And he's doing work, I'm doing work, and a fellow comes by and he says, oh, I haven't seen you down training at City College. Blah, blah, blah. Conversation went on, and Orlando says, oh, well, after the fellow left, what kind of training do you do? And we started talking. Yeah. And then
it was nonstop. The dialogue completely changed from training to something else, and it was about the youth.
Right. So I started saying, adults, this and that, but I'm really segueing from that, and I've started a program. It's called the 5 Elements Academy, which I'm super excited, and here it goes. April 10th is the first academy starting at the school. 15 youth, all going through this. Orlando said, oh my gosh, that is so fascinating. He goes, the whole element thing. I'm working with the youth also. So it went into this whole conversation about the mind-body connection. And then I brought up, oh my gosh, I've got to get you on Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio. He goes, I've been on it. I'm like, hello. Yeah. So I'm going to turn it over to Orlando, but I just want to say I'm super excited because I've got the 5 elements, and this program, it's absolutely awesome. It's about connecting all the kids physically, intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. And I go through all the elements. It's all element-based, fire, water, everything's associated with a different body part, the intellect, the emotional capacity of a child. So I'm really excited. So April 10th is the first one starting.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Yeah. So you're already full.
I actually have a few spots left. I'm doing the first one at the Waldorf School of Santa Barbara, and then I have a summer program coming out, which is going to be a 6-week academy, and then fall we'll be going out into the public school system.
Nice.
Yes.
Woo woo.
And you'll be coming to PAL when?
Right.
That's good.
Right, yeah. So there's 6-week academies, and we actually, Orlando and I were talking about a couple things, and it's going to start. It's got to start somewhere, and we'll see where it morphs to.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I think it's nothing but positive. I mean, just to see what she puts into it and the connection, because we were talking about things in special like segments of kids and their fitness, their nutrition, their mindsets, and how their body works better if their mind's good. And that's how it started. So, yeah.
Well, to me, the 5 Elements program, you're taking in quantum physics. Yeah. You're taking in a different dimension and looking at life lessons.
Absolutely. And they can take these tools all throughout their life. These are tools that we're actually giving them and guiding them to utilize through their day, through their teen years, through their adulthood years. And hopefully, like you were saying, Michelle, it's serving them to give them tools to go out into the world.
Right. Well, Santa Barbara Wellness, of course, it's our first Heather's program is our first program, and we're raising money for it. So if you have any questions, call Heather, or we have a link on it. Mm-hmm. Yep, we have a link. Go to the website, click, and all the money, 100% of the money goes to Heather Bond. All right, let's take a break. It's Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
It's the fastest show I think we've ever done.
Can I make a plug for GPHomestay? Yes. Rob, do you want to tell people if they would like to be a host, what they have to do to get involved?
Yeah, so right now is probably the busiest time as far as enrollments. We got schools interviewing and do interviewing, application process and whatnot. So we're looking for hosts, and interested hosts can go to GPHomestay.com. And
I really like that the GP stands for Green Planet. I think that's so cool.
Right. And I still wonder how they came up with that. But GPHomestay.com, and once you get on the website, there's a little thing that says inquiry. You can fill that out, and we'll get the ball rolling.
So I'm also a meditation teacher, and I used to tell people, if you want green forests, that's why I think Green Planet, green forest, if you want green trees, you can't have a brown forest and then just all of a sudden have a green forest. No, it's every individual tree. So when I think of GPHomestay, I think of them focusing on individuals and how important it is to connect to every single, us as individuals, we are important. Everyone matters. And so that's what I think of, is that you've got green, healthy people, and that makes a beautiful green planet.
Thank you.
Oh, that's just lovely. Dominique, you want to close off with anything? Do you have anything special you want to add, or no?
Well, we just finished celebrating Easter. I mean, this is such a beautiful, beautiful springtime, and we have so much to be grateful for. So I think what I would just add is maybe we could go around the room and say something that we're grateful for. I'm grateful to the Santa Barbara community, and that everyone is holding in their heart that renewal, that even though we've been through very difficult times, we're valuing each other, looking everybody in the eye. Like if you go for a hike now, it's amazing. You meet strangers, and everybody's looking you in the eye. It's like, you matter. I'm so grateful that you're here. You survived the fire. You survived the mudslide, and you matter. Thank you.
I was going to go last, but I've changed my mind. We've risen. Yeah. That's how I feel. I think we've just risen. So, and Santa Barbara's been strong through this whole thing, and we're still the best place in the whole world to live. And we did it because we stayed together. So I say, Santa Barbara, just continue to be kind and just love. So, Heather?
Well, I just want to say I'm absolutely grateful for all of you right here in the room, and just for, I feel like this is a time in life right now, maybe it's just me personally, but where I am, but there's so much potential out here, and there's so much good that is going on, and I just am grateful that I'm one of those people that is serving that good and holding that light for others, and hopefully people fall in suit with that.
Yeah. I just think there's a lot of transformation going right now. So right now, we have to step on the gas pedal a little bit. And it's a good one. We're not going crazy and on the freeway and going like 90, but mentally, energetically, I think that's the most important thing with these youth. So they're learning something new. They're seeing people rally together with all these fundraisers for the disasters, and how people could come together within a week. People are pulling things together. So I'm very thankful for everybody and being a part of it.
Attitude of gratitude, I think, is huge. And you guys talking about transformation and this Santa Barbara having so much to offer. I just moved here maybe 8 months ago, and I took on running. You know, thanks to this climate.
Everybody runs in like 30 degrees there, though.
Right, I'm signed up for a half marathon. You know, before moving out here, I never thought I'd be involved in a half marathon. So I'm grateful for that, and thank you, Erica, and the rest of the guys here. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I already touched on it earlier, but Pal has opened up so many doors for me. And we're able to open up so many doors for the kids. I mean, without Pal, I wouldn't know all of you. Right. So I think, and that's just being here in Santa Barbara. I've been here 4 years. So, Dr. D.
Well, first of all, thankful that I was able to take a trip over Easter holiday to Phoenix to visit my family, but also very grateful that people are beginning to understand the vital importance of community. We as a civilization, as well as a society, will not survive unless we get that message and we get it down. We cannot survive as individuals. We can only survive as a community.
Together forever, Santa Barbara. Be kind. God bless you. See you next week.